We did it again. We got 3 straight winning days from the picks in our last video, and today I've got the juice on another 8 plays in this upcoming slate. Now, if that sounds interesting to you, let's get into it.
Y'all motherfuckers, when they get some free tips, best bets, go ahead and flex some. Pick winners all the time, hit it on a daily. This is all free, you don't even have to pay me.
What's up, everyone? Before we get into it, I just want to give all those who have subscribed a massive thank you. I want to share these flowers with you. We finally hit 400 subscribers, 300 of them coming in the last 20 days. Now, I have a goal of 1,000 subscribers by the time the NBA playoffs start. So if it's your first time tuning in and you like what you hear and see in this video, do us a favor and subscribe to the channel. But here's a quick recap on yesterday's picks. We had Zach LaVine over 25.5 points. He cashed that easy. We had Jaden Ivey over 4.5 assists. Poor fella finished on 4. A couple missed opportunities there from a lot of his teammates to make some layups, but we'll take the loss. We had Isaiah Stewart over 7.5 rebounds. He covered that easy. We had a bad read on Steph Curry, under 5.5 assists. He finished on 7. We had Pascal Siakam over 5.5 assists. I think he finished on 9. We had Scotty Barnes, 15.5 points. He finished on 29. We had Kyrie under 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and it was looking good for 3 quarters of the game. And then he absolutely exploded. I think 21 or 23 points in the last quarter. He's one of my favorite players. We had Jeremy Grant over 18.5 points, and he cashed that very easily against the 76ers. And a very painful loss in the last one was Joel Embiid over 32.5 points. My man finished on 32. But that's gambling. We went 5 from 9. Thanks to the odds of some of these plays, we actually ended up profitable once. I've got another 8 picks for you to consider. All of these players have a great matchup and solid form heading into this one. I'll also have the same game parlay of the day at the end of this video, so stick around if you want to see that. But let's get straight into these picks. Well, actually, just before I get into these picks, you don't have to back all of these. This is just some insights. This is some things that I like. I'll be sharing some leans as well. So do your own research before you jump on any of these. But kicking it off with Markelle Fultz over 5.5 assists. He's averaging 6.2 assists per game over his last 10. He's covering this line at 70%. He's covered it in 3 straight games, and he's got a great matchup against the Pelicans, who allow the second most assists to point guards this season. Speaking of point guards, our second pick, we're taking Trae Young over 2.5 rebounds. He's averaging 3 rebounds per game in his last 10. He's covered this line in both games against the Knicks with 6 and 4. The Knicks also allow the most rebounds per game to point guards this season. So we're taking Trae Young. Also on the rebound front, we're taking this man again, Ivica Zubac, over 10.5 rebounds. He's covered this line in 4 of his last 5 games against the Spurs, and in both games against them this season, he is averaging 13 rebounds per game. His recent form isn't great. He's only covered this line twice in the last 10 games, but there is a reason why the books are putting that line so high. The matchup is perfect as the Spurs in the last 7 games are allowing the most rebounds in the entire league at the center spot. In their last 4 games, the opposing starting center has covered their rebounding line against the San Antonio Spurs. We're taking another big man up next, Nick Claxton, over 12.5 points. He's been crushing it lately. He's covering this line easily over his last 3 games. He's averaging 13.5 points in his last 10. He's covered this line in 6 of those games. Now, he's fresh off a 20-point game against the Suns. He has a great matchup in this one. I think he'll be itching to get into it. He butchered the end of that game with that free throw. I don't know if you guys watched it. Butchered that free throw. Didn't even hit the ring. Phoenix get the win. So I'm looking for Nick Claxton to have another big game. The Utah Jazz give up the most points in the league to the center position. We just took Zubac for this very same play a couple of days ago, and he cashed it very easily. The next one, we're taking Andrew Nembhard over 10.5 points. I was tossing between his points and his assists. His assists do seem more consistent, but that's going to be tight. Whereas his points, he's got potential to really explode over this line. He's averaging 10 points per game over his last 10 games. He's covered this only 4 times. Since Halliburton's been out with injured, Andrew Nembhard's been the starting point guard for the Pacers. He's only covered this line once. But what's promising is that his field goal attempts with Halliburton out of the lineup have increased quite a lot. They're 5 attempts more than what he usually does. He doesn't shoot the ball very well. But what I like about this play is that the Nuggets allow the 3rd most points in the paint in the league this season. They also allow the 3rd most points to point guards across the league. Speaking about point guards who can score the ball, we're taking Ja Morant over 28.5 points. He's averaging 28.9 points per game in his last 10, covering this 6 times. In 3 games against the Lakers last season, he averaged 32.3 points per game, and he scored 40 points on them twice. He has a great matchup. The Lakers allow the second most points in the league to the point guard position. The Lakers, look, despite having old fucks across their team, they play with one of the highest paces in the league. The books have the points line set for 243 points, so I'm highly confident in Ja's opportunities in this one. Speaking of old fucks, and in this game, LeBron James. So couldn't actually find a particular prop of his that I liked and I was confident in. But what I am confident in is the consistency that this man can play in. So we do have the same game parlay on this one. This isn't the parlay of the day, but we're taking LeBron James for 25.6 rebounds and 6 assists. He's covered 25 points in 9 of his last 10 games. He's covered 6 rebounds in every game in the last 10. And he's covered 6 assists in 9 of his last 10 games. Like I said, this game's going to be played at a high pace, and the king of stat padding will nail these lines once again. Our next play, we're looking at Lou Dort, over 19.5 points and rebounds. He's averaging 20 points and rebounds in his last 10 games, and he's covered this line 5 times. In 2 games against the Sacramento Kings last season, he recorded 27 points and rebounds in both games. He's got a great matchup against the Kings, who allow the 2nd most points and the 4th most rebounds to small forward. So we're taking Lou Dort. I've also got 3 leans that I want to quickly share with you. Leans are players that I've considered but haven't actually chosen to bet on. But I like Jamal Murray assists. He's averaging 5.5 assists. He's wildly unpredictable, but the Pacers allow the 3rd most assists to point guards. Julius Randle over 13.5 rebounds. He has a great matchup. The Hawks give up the 2nd most rebounds to power forwards. His form's great, 15 rebounds per game in his last 5, and he's covered it in every single game. But the line is moving up to 13.5, and I'm a little bit cautious because he tends to get that last rebound or 2 in the very last minute. And the other lean is Domantas Sabonis. His line's not out yet for rebounds. He's a game-time decision on whether he plays. If he does suit up, might have a look at his rebounds, as the Thunder allow the 4th most rebounds to opposing centers this season. If you've made it this far, hopefully you're enjoying the video. So if you do, smash that like button for us, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on them noties. Same game parlay of the day. Here we go, ladies and gents. We're looking at the Grizzlies to win. We're looking for LeBron and Ja Morant to score 25 points each. You can get that for plus money. I think that comes home nice and easy. Let me know what you think. Should I put more same game parlays in this video? Let me know in the comment section below. But best of luck, gamble responsibly, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Y'all motherfuckers, when they get some free tips, best bets, go ahead and flex some. Pick winners all the time, hit it on a daily. This is all free, you don't even have to pay me.